Hello students, today we are going to see the history lesson of standard 7th and the lesson's name is India before the times of Shivaji Maharaj. This is the second lesson of history subject. Uh, so in this lesson students we are going to see the various ruling powers, means various kings and emperors information before Shivaji Maharaj birth. Okay, which ruling powers were there in India, that all ruling powers information we are going to take. Okay, so students, here in this lesson only the powerful kings or emperors information is given here. Okay, chronologically all the kings and emperors information is not given here. So that we are going to see. To go to by line it is boring for us, and that's why I have made the notes of it, and through that notes we are going to see that. So I'll go to that point. uh, See here, uh, here that is I have some points here. Here we go. That is various ruling powers before Shivaji Maharaj. Now first of all we are going to see that in the 8th century of common era. Okay, in the 8th century common era, that is in the 8th century there was Pal dynasty. Okay, which dynasty was there? It was in Bengal. In the 8th century, we are looking for the ruling powers before Shivaji Maharaj. Okay, before Shivaji Maharaj in India, and in the 8th century there was Pal dynasty which was ruling in Bengal. Okay, which was ruling in Bengal, and Gurjar Pratihar power was also there. Okay, Gurjar Pratihar power. Gurjar Pratihar power, and it was ruling in Andhra, means Andhra Pradesh, Kalinga, Vidarbha, West Kathiawar, Kannauj, and Gujarat. See here, students, in the 8th century there were two dynasties, and one was Pal dynasty and another was Gurjar Pratihar power or Gurjar Pratihar dynasty. Pal dynasty was ruling in Bengal, and other Gurjar Pratihar power was ruling in Andhra. Okay, in the regions, in the areas like Andhra, Kalinga, Vidarbha, West Kathiawar, Kannauj, and Gujarat. I think this point is clear to you. Okay, the next we are going to see that in North India also, in North India there was a dynasty which was ruling, and that is Rajput. Okay, Rajput dynasty. Rajput dynasty that we are going to see. It is one more dynasty that we are going to see, and this Rajput dynasty was ruling in North India. Okay, it was ruling in North India. Where it was ruling? North India. Rajput dynasty was ruling in North India, and there were two powerful kings were there. Okay, two powerful kings were there, and or we can say also that in Rajput dynasty there were two more dynasties. Okay, there were two more dynasties, sub dynasties we can say, that is Gahadwal and Parmar, and one more was Chauhan dynasty. Okay, there was one more Chauhan dynasty. So Gahadwal and Parmar dynasty was ruling in North India. Okay, it was ruling in North India. Gahadwal and Parmar dynasty. We are looking for the Rajput dynasties, and there were two sub dynasties of Rajput, and one was ruling in North India, and that is Gahadwal and Parmar. Okay, Gahadwal and Parmar dynasty. It was ruling in North India, and one more, that is Chauhan dynasty, and in its students Prithviraj Chauhan was very much powerful king. Okay, Prithviraj Chauhan was very powerful king, and if you see Prithviraj Chauhan's history, he was a very valiant, means courageous. Okay, Prithviraj Chauhan was a very courageous or valiant ruler or king, and in the first war, okay, the two wars happened between Prithviraj Chauhan and Muhammad Ghuri. Okay, Muhammad Ghuri. So between them two wars happened. So the first war happened at Tarai, the place. It is name of the place. Okay, Tarai is the name of place. Tarai is the name of a place. So two war happened between Prithviraj Chauhan and Muhammad Ghuri. So Muhammad Ghuri was also the one foreign invader. Okay, he was Muhammad Ghuri was also a foreign invader. So the two wars happened between Prithviraj Chauhan and Muhammad Ghuri, and in the first war which happened at Tarai, in that war Muhammad Ghuri was defeated. Okay, or we can say that Prithviraj Chauhan defeated Muhammad Ghuri. Okay, Prithviraj Chauhan defeated Muhammad Ghuri in the first war at Tarai, and the second war which happened at the same place only. In that, Ghuri defeated Chauhan. Okay, Ghuri defeated in the second war. In the second war, Ghuri defeated Chauhan in the second war. Means what? Chauhan was defeated by Ghuri. Okay, this way two wars happened between Prithviraj Chauhan and Muhammad Ghuri. But in the second war, Prithviraj Chauhan was defeated. Prithviraj Chauhan was defeated. Next, now we are going to see the point here. That is the third one, dynasty. We are going to see. We have seen the two dynasties, which was one was Pal dynasty. Then after Gurjar Pratihar power, or it is one more dynasty, Rajput dynasty. We have seen. The next we are going to see, that is Chola dynasty. Okay, and it was ruling in Tamil Nadu. Chola dynasty was ruling in Tamil Nadu. Here in Chola dynasty, Rajaraj first and Rajendra first were there. Okay, these two kings were powerful. Okay, from the Chola dynasty, Rajaraj first and Rajendra first. So students, the very attractive one characteristic of these power or these rulers were that they have the more naval strength. Okay, they had the more naval strength. Means what? That is the army related to navy. Okay, navy force, we know, all of you, I think. Yes, no, we know that there is navy force. Okay, which works in the water. Okay, in the sea water, that is naval. Okay, so naval strength was very much powerful. Okay, in Chola dynasty, and mostly Rajaraj first and Rajendra first. Okay, naval power was very much effective, and that's why these Rajaraj first and Rajendra first. Okay, Rajaraj first and Rajendra first conquered the Maldives islands and Sri Lanka. Okay, Rajaraj first and Rajendra first conquered or won. Okay, conquered means won. So they won the Maldives islands and Sri Lanka. Then we are going to see the fourth dynasty, that is Hoysal dynasty. Okay, Hoysal dynasty. So Hoysal dynasty here. So the King Vishnuvardhana was from Hoysal dynasty. Was from Hoysal dynasty. What is his name? That is Vishnuvardhana. He was from the Hoysal dynasty, and he won the Karnataka. He won. Vishnuvardhana from Hoysal dynasty won the Karnataka, and he ruled Karnataka. See here, King Vishnuvardhana from Hoysal dynasty. He won the Karnataka region and he ruled there. The fifth one dynasty we are going to see, that is Rashtrakuta dynasty. Okay, Rashtrakuta dynasty, and it was ruling in Maharashtra. Rashtrakuta dynasty was ruling in Maharashtra. In it, from the Rashtrakuta dynasty, there were two effective or more powerful kings were happened to pass. That is Govinda III. Okay, Govinda third, Govinda third, and one more, that is Krishna third. Govinda third and Krishna third, they were of Rashtrakuta dynasty, and that Rashtrakuta dynasty was ruling in Maharashtra. Okay, Govinda third and Krishna third. uh, if you see the Govinda third's reigning, okay, in it, uh, his power, okay, his power spread from Kanauj to Rameshwar. Okay, his power was spread from uh, Kanauj to Rameshwar. Where from? Kanauj to Rameshwar. In Govinda third's reigning, his power was spread, or his kingdom was spread from Kanauj to Rameshwar. And in Krishna third's reigning, in Krishna third's period, okay, in Krishna third's period, this he attached, or he annexed, he joined, Krishna third joined Allahabad also. Krishna third joined Allahabad. So this way, this Rashtrakuta dynasty was working in Maharashtra. The next we are going to see here, students, that is, okay, that is the sixth one we are going to see, that is three dynasties of the Shalihas. Okay, three dynasties of Shalihas we are going to see. Three dynasties of the Shalihas. See here, uh, one dynasty, second dynasty, and third dynasty. That way the division of the Shalihas is made here. Okay, Shaliha dynasty is made. Three dynasties of the Shalihas we are going to see now. uh, so it was emerged, this dynasty, Shaliha dynasty, emerged in western Maharashtra. Where? In western Maharashtra. This Shaliha dynasty emerged in western Maharashtra. Okay, western Maharashtra. It emerged in western Maharashtra, and here there were the three divisions. There were three divisions of the dynasties, or we can say that, okay, it is my assumption, or it is my opinion, that there will be three brothers of Shalihar dynasties, and that kingdom was divided into three brothers. Okay, according to, so the kingdom was divided, there will be then the three dynasties have come into existence. Okay, that is first, second, and third, like that way. So one dynasty was ruling in Thane, Raigad, and that is in North Konkan. Okay, in one dynasty was ruling in Thane, Raigad, that is also in North Konkan. Means it was ruling in North Konkan. Okay, one dynasty. The second dynasty was there of Shalihas, that was ruling in South Konkan. Okay, it was ruling in South Konkan, and third dynasty was there, third dynasty, and that was ruling in, I have written here the in short form, that is KOP, means Kolhapur. Okay, KOP means Kolhapur. It was ruling in Kolhapur, Satara, Sangli, and Belgaum. Okay, third dynasty was ruling in Kolhapur, Satara, Sangli, and Belgaum. See here once again, there may be, okay, there may be three brothers of Shalihar dynasty. One was ruling in Thane and Raigad, that is in North Konkan. The second dynasty was ruling in South Konkan, and the third dynasty of Shalihas was ruling in Kolhapur, Satara, Sangli, and Belgaum. Okay, now see here the seventh one, that is Yadavas. Okay, Yadavas. So the king Bhilam fifth. Okay, the Yadavas king's name was Bhilam fifth. What was his name? Bhilam fifth. Bhilam fifth was the king of Yadavas. Bhilam fifth was the king of Yadavas, and their capital was Devgiri. Okay, see here, there is much importance for the Yadavas in Maharashtra. Okay, because of Yadavas, Marathi language and literature got prospered. Okay, So that why there is much importance for Yadavas. So Bhilam Fifth was a very powerful king which was related to Yadavas dynasty. Okay, dynasty, Yadavas dynasty. It is also one Yadavas is was also one dynasty. Okay, keep this in mind. Yadavas also was one dynasty. Yadava also was one dynasty, and the Bhilam Fifth was the king of Yadavas, and their capital was Devgiri. Their capital was Devgiri. Capital Devgiri. Now, this why Yadavas had much importance in the history of Maharashtra, that we are going to see. Okay, why there was much importance for the Yadava dynasty in the history of Maharashtra. The first reason, students, that is, it was the golden period. It was the golden period of Marathi language. Okay, it was the golden period of Marathi language and literature. Okay, means see here, in Yadava period, Marathi language and literature got prospered. Okay, got prospered means Yadavas gave much importance to the language Marathi. Okay, and its literature also. And the second thing is that in Yadava's period, in Yadava's period, there was the emergence of Mahanubhav Pantha. Okay, emergence means what? That is origin. Okay, a origin of Mahanubhav Pantha happened, and also Warkari movement started. Okay, Warkari movement started in Yadava's period. In Yadava's period, still it is, now it is also going on, this Warkari movement. Yes, no, that is this Warkari movement is related to the Vitthal. Okay, Vitthal Rukmini. So still it is going on, means you have, means you can have the view that from how much long time it is still going on. Okay, this Warkari movement is going on. So emergence, or it is the origin of Yadava period. In Yadava's period only Mahanubhav Pant originated. Okay, it was originated in Yadava's period, and also Warkari movement started in Yadava's time only. Okay, in Yadava's time. So it was the last prosperous power before Shivaji Maharaj in Maharashtra. It was the last prosperous. Okay, it was very much wealthy power. It was last prosperous, or it is really wealthy and also very powerful power before Shivaji Maharaj. Okay, so this way, students, that points I have covered here. So once again I want to see that points what I have told you. That is, Pal dynasty we have seen, it was ruling in Bengal. Gurjar Pratihar power was there. It was ruling in Andhra Pradesh, Kalinga, Vidarbha, West Kathiawar, Kannauj and Gurjar. Then after we have seen thereafter we have seen Rajput dynasty, Chola dynasty, Hoysal dynasty, Rashtrakuta dynasty, it was ruling in Maharashtra, and Yadava dynasty was also ruling in Maharashtra. So Shalihas, three dynasties we have seen. Okay, the subdivisions of Shalihar dynasties. Then also we have, thereafter we have seen Yadava's dynasty. Bhilam Fifth was the king of Yadava's dynasty, and their capital was Devgiri. It was the golden period for Marathi language and literature. Okay, it was the one more thing is that it was the last prosperous power before Shivaji Maharaj. Okay, then after no any power or no any king became that much prosperous, that much powerful. Okay, so this way, students, we have gained the information related to the ruling powers in India. Some dynasties we have seen. Okay, other some more information we are going to see in some other lectures. Okay, recordings. Now I'll stop here. Okay.